Bună dimineața și bun găsit la be.EU. Sunt Sabina Iosub și vă invit să rămâneți alături de mine în următoarea jumătate de oră, căci o să discutăm despre bani. Bugetul pentru anul 2022 al Uniunii Europene, vă spun eu că ne interesează. Today here with me in the European Parliament in Strasbourg is Luis Garicano. Thank you so much for your presence.
Thanks to you. It's a pleasure to be here.
We will discuss about money, so all the ears and the eyes will hear and look at us, because we know it is very important to have the money in order to do the programs, in order to achieve the goals put here at the European level.
Yes, the budget at the end is the big tool of politics. With the budget, you can change the world. And we have achieved a lot in the 2021 budget, led by Nico Stefanucta, who's a Plus MEP. And he's going to lead the whole parliament in negotiations next year. I hope we're going to be doing lots of good things.
Let's see what are the main things to be put in this budget. What are the main areas that the member states should focus on?
The first thing that we need lots more money for is health. We have continuously been fighting this virus already for 2 years, and we can't continue fighting it like in the Middle Ages with confinements and with staying at home. We need to have our health systems strong enough to cope with the surges if the virus comes back, and we need to have our citizens vaccinated. We need to have enough vaccines to vaccinate all the European citizens and to vaccinate the world, because as long as some countries are not vaccinated, we're going to get new versions, new variants of the virus. So health is the first priority, the health systems in the European Union and the vaccinations within health. That's the first priority. The second priority, I think, are all our young people and our small businesses who need to have access to the European market, need to have training, need to have education. And that's why Erasmus, the program that allows everybody to travel around Europe to study, the Horizon, which allows people to research with European money, are so important. So I would say health and youth are the key priorities. Of course, Europe spends in development and spends a lot in agriculture, but we can talk about that later.
Also in digitalization and green, becoming greener, we will see a lot of money to be put.
True. These are two big new priorities for Europe with the last budget cycle. These are things that Europe wasn't doing in the past. We are now making a big priority to fight climate change. Europe has the responsibility to lead the world, but the important thing when we are fighting climate change is to not leave anybody behind. We cannot fight climate change at the risk of having citizens not have heating or businesses not having electricity. We need to make sure that while we fight climate change, everybody is with us. And that means we need to help consumers with electricity bills. We need to help small businesses with their electricity bills in order to make sure that as we make the energy transition, nobody's left behind. And you said, indeed, digitalization. Europe is making a big effort in helping the state, the public administration, and the businesses digitalize. This is important for the citizens because if you can access your birth certificate online, you don't have to go to queue to an office. That's better for citizens. If you can access all your documents, your passport, etc., online, that's better for citizens. So that's a big priority as well.
We've seen during 2021 all the member states constructing their own plans for recovering and resilience. The European Union put some money over there, and it was very important. Beside the budget of the big budget of the European Union, how will 2022 again look like? Combining things again.
These two budgets. Well, in total, with these two budgets together for the next 7 years, Europe has twice as much money as in the past. We have the normal budget and we have this extra budget for recovery that you were mentioning. So together, the two budgets are very big. The second budget, by the way, in the normal budget, one MEP from Romania was very important, as I said, Nico Stefanuta, and the other one, Dragos Pislaru, has been one of the leading people fighting for this extra budget. And this extra budget, this recovery money, is going to be, in 2022, is going to be the big year for that money. In 21, it was starting to roll out. It was a little bit...
Just discovering the plan.
Discovering how to use it, getting the plans approved. Now the plans are approved. Now we really are going to be spending a lot of money in digitalizations, in greening the economy, in making reforms, in particularly helping the small businesses and the citizens cope with all of these changes. So that's the big effort that we're going to be making.
How were things in your country, in Spain, during this period? We are all trying to reconstruct, right, after this horrifying pandemic period. How was it for you, for the Spanish people?
The Spanish people have gone through a lot, because the first wave of the pandemic in March, April, May, June of 2020, Spain was the hardest hit country in the world, together with Italy. So we had a very, very bad start. Then, little by little, we've been coming back. But you know, with this pandemic, every time you are coming back, the pandemic hits you and you fall again and you come back.
Yeah, it's like the waves from the sea.
The waves
yeah.
keep coming, exactly.
Mm-hmm. You don't have time to breathe, yeah.
Yes, you don't have time to breathe. We think everybody's like, we think we're done, and then boom, it comes again. Mm-hmm. So that has been psychologically very hard for Spaniards. I think the good thing of Spain is that Spaniards have been very good at vaccinating. There haven't been all these fake news that have been in other countries. I think Romania has suffered a lot from that.
Unfortunately, yeah.
People spreading rumors and lies about vaccines. And in Spain, that hasn't happened as much, and Spain is one of the top countries in vaccinations. So that's good. The bad part, of course, is the economy. I mean, the economy has been really bad. I mean, Spain has had one of the deepest recessions, because my country depends a lot on tourism, and tourist revenues have suffered. People don't travel as much, and that has hurt Spain particularly.
And also Spain was for a long time, longer than other countries, on lockdown, and that was a huge impact. So how are you using the money that are coming to your country from here, from the European level?
I'm not very happy about that. Let me be clear. I think we are using it too slowly in Spain. There's too much bureaucracy still, and things are not moving fast enough. And I also think that we are not doing enough reforms. The important thing is to assure that we use this money so that we never need to use it again, so that we do the reforms, the country grows better, etc., etc. And now my fear is that the reforms are not moving forward as much as they should, and we're being a bit slow with using the money. So I'm fighting for more investment and more reforms in Spain.
2022, it's the beginning. How will it look like, in your opinion?
In Europe or in Spain?
Both.
2022 is going to be a difficult year, because we are all the citizens, and all of us, and you probably, everybody's tired of this uncertainty. I think if you tell people, look, we have 3 months, 31st of March, it's over, people can say, fine.
Okay.
I can deal with this. But not knowing is very hard. And so I fear both psychologically, and I also fear the economy, because inflation has been going up. So that means probably interest rates in Europe has to start going up, and probably the European Central Bank has to start reacting to this. And if this happens, then the countries that have lots of debt might be in trouble, because they cannot pay the higher interest. So it's a year with a lot of uncertainty.
A lot of people might lose their jobs in 2022 due to the situation in each country, in the economies of each countries. I think also it might be the case of seeing some riots in some states due to the economic situation. Do you agree?
I think it's possible. If the inflation keeps increasing, it's possible. I would say the important thing is that Europe is doing its job. Europe has done two important things. The European Union, what is happening here, is helping the countries in two important ways. Vaccines. Europe has bought vaccines for everybody, every citizen in the European Union, and recovery money. Europe has given money to all the countries to make sure that we can all recover together. So Europe is trying to avoid that situation, and I think Europe is there for us.
So, in the end of our discussion, Are there enough money here to be used by the member states in order to really help the citizens?
Yes, I think there has been enough money up to now. If the crisis gets worse, there will need to be more, I'm afraid.
Thank you so much for your presence and for explaining us the situation up here.
Very happy to be here.
Thank you.